Hey guys, welcome to another hunter video. I'm a panda hunter on the PTR, and my name is Tribunalx in this PTR. So I've been going through some of the hunter changes, and I wanted to tell you guys how I feel on all the changes that I've seen. Now there are some that I like, some that I don't like, but for the most part, I started to like them a lot more than I did. And so I'm going to talk about mainly hunter changes and more specifically Beastmaster hunter changes. Now I'm not going to go into the min-maxing of each skill, so I'm just going to talk about the basic changes in terms of how they fundamentally changed. And so I'm going to start off with all the skills that have been removed, mainly the Serpent Sting and Aspect of the Hawk. Now these two skills have been with hunters ever since the beginning, and now that they've been removed, at first I felt like there was something just missing with hunters now that they've been removed. However, now that I think more about it, and that I've been playing more in the PTR, I found that we have less skills now to manage, and I'm starting to like it because it's really starting to grow on me. Now I'm able to better micromanage myself, my positioning in the raid and in the dungeons, and as well as my pet. And I don't have to worry about making sure a Serpent Sting is always active, or whether I have the right aspect on all the time. So I actually do like this change, now that I've had a chance to play with it. Now let's go over to the new talents that we'll be getting. As a Beastmaster, you are able to choose between Exotic Munitions, Focusing Shot, and Adaptation. Now, as a Beastmaster, as myself as a Beastmaster who loves playing with pets and just micromanaging pets, I don't see why you would not choose Adaptation, because it basically makes your pet, whatever spec it may be, more powerful. And you no longer need to choose between the 3 different specs of your pet, and between the Spiked Collar and Roar of Sacrifice and all the other things that you get with this skill, it's a no-brainer. You have to choose this. So there are a lot of skills that have been tweaked, and I'm not going to go into pretty much all of them except for Killshot. Now in the live servers right now, Killshot is said to reset if your target doesn't die, but it can't reset more than once in 6 seconds. However, right now on the PTR, I'm not sure if it's just the description that is wrong, but it says that the cooldown can be reset, and it seems like it can be reset indefinitely. So if that's the case, you are going to be just a total boss in raids, because you could just basically spam Killshot once a boss is lower than 20% health. And I really think they're going to change this, because there's no way that they're going to make hunters basically this powerful. So now let's look at some class abilities. Now since the removal of Aspect of the Hawk, you no longer have an aspect that you are going to use just all the time. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to use Aspect the Cheetah with the glyph, or the minor glyph, that allows me to not be dazed, but just uncast Aspect the Cheetah if I get hit. And so that just means there's no really downfall, it just makes me run faster usually. And Aspect of the Fox is an aspect which, when you use it, it allows your party and raid members to move while casting. And so this is a great benefit for, let's say, mages or some other casters, but not so much for a hunter like yourself, because you can already cast and shoot as you move around. The next big thing that I see is misdirection and how that's changed. It's no longer a certain number of shots which you transfer your threat onto another person or your pet. It's now everything that all the damage that you can do in 8 seconds. So now you just have to look at a timer and no longer have to count your hits, especially with auto shot going off as well. Another big thing I see is multi-shot, and how multi-shot basically hits everyone within 8 yards of the initial enemy. However, it's now at 100% of the damage. So you no longer need to worry about hitting the main target for 100% of damage and then the rest of the targets for 75% of the damage. Now let's talk about some of the new glyphs. Some are weird, some are interesting, and some are just plain and simple amazing. So let's go into the weird one. The glyph of Snake Trap basically changes your Ice Trap now into Snake Trap. I think that is completely weird, and I guess not many people will really use the Ice Trap. However, come on, really? Ice to Snake? Anyways, I'm just nitpicking now. Glyph of Play Dead. I think this is very interesting because now your pet will play dead along with you. And I don't think I would really use this because when I use Play Dead, or Feign Death, sorry, I would throw my threat off of me back onto my pet because that's what I'm doing when I'm soloing. Now, if I do that with my pet, basically the mob's going to reset and I'll have lost whatever progress I've made onto that mob. So although interesting and pretty fun if I think of how I would use it, I really wouldn't use it because it goes against my playstyle. Now the one that I think is just purely amazeballs is Glyph of Misdirection. Now let me read you what this does. When you use Misdirection on your pet, the cooldown of your Misdirect is reset. And Misdirection is, I don't know how to explain this, it is just awesome. It doesn't cost any focus, it doesn't require the global cooldown, and since you have this glyph, you could put it on your pet, and it basically means that you could spam it. Every 8 seconds you can spam it, so you will never really attract any sort of threat ever again. Now, how is this not completely and utterly OP? I think they would really need to put a global cooldown on this just to make it fair. But if they don't, hey, that's awesome. All the more power to hunters. So this is an absolute must get for anyone who is playing a Beastmaster Hunter. Now last but not least are the pet changes. Now they've done a lot in the last few years, at least from when I played, with pet abilities. Now you can have pets that replace heroism or priest stamina fortitude buffs or just random raid buffs, which now a hunter can fill the role of, which I absolutely love. But now with the expansion, it seems like they've changed a few things so that if you're a Beastmaster, you get exotic abilities which basically push your pet's raid-wide abilities even further. So instead of just a simple, let's say 10% increase to stamina, you also get a 10% increase to spell power. Or instead of a 5% crit chance, you also get a 5% increase to strength, agility, and intellect. So I am really loving what they're doing with hunters and with hunter pets, and it's really a nice change of pace from Wrath of the Lich King when I played, when Beastmaster Hunters were just the forgotten spec. So great job, Blizzard, and I am really loving all these changes. So keep up the good work, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this video, and take care. Bye now.